Okay, let's look at number 3. Our equation is y equals sine of x plus pi over 2 plus 1. So first we have the amplitude. If we look in front of sine, there's no number there, but there is a 1. So we can still say that our amplitude is 1. Our curve will have a height of 1, the waves in our sine curve. Also, the period, if we look in front of x, there is a 1 again. There's no number, so that's still 2 pi divided by 1, which the period is 2 pi, which is the standard period to have. Next, we have the phase shift. We do have a number inside those parentheses. We have a phase shift, so we have plus pi over 2. So this is going to shift pi over 2. Since it's positive, it's going to go to the left. Then we have a vertical shift. We do have a plus 1 on the end, so it's going to move 1 unit, and it's going to go up. So what we do next is graph. There are a couple ways to go about this. In the second video, I changed the points on my graph, so my scaling on the x-axis, before I started graphing at all. For this one, the phase shift, I am going to graph the equation and leave the phase shift for last. So I'll end up with 2 graphs. I just need to make sure that I indicate which one is the correct graph. I'm actually going to erase the one without a phase shift. You can work either way, but I wanted to do both ways in these videos so that you could see and figure out which way works best for you. So first, we're graphing a sine function. So this sine function, sine starts with 0, then 1, then 0, then -1, then 0. That's my sine y value pattern. This pattern is not going to be changed by the amplitude, and I'm going to use a period of 2 pi. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch my graph. I know it's going to move to the left, so I'm going to give myself some room to the left of the y-axis when I graph it this time. So this is going to be 0. I'm going to write this out to 2 pi. Half of 2 pi is pi. Half of that is pi over 2. And in between pi and 2 pi is 3 pi over 2. Okay. So from there, I'm going to use the pattern. I'm going to look at my vertical shift. So I've indicated the pattern that I'm staying, the period that I'm going from 0 to 2 pi. The vertical shift, so I'm going to add 1 to all of these. So the new pattern I'm going to get is 1, 2, 1, 0, 1. So I'm going to put these dots on here. So here's 1 and 2. I don't need any negative numbers, so I'm going at 0, it's 1. Pi over 2, it's 2. Pi is 1. 3 pi over 2 is 0. And 2 pi is 1. So if I had no phase shift, that would be my graph. But I do have a phase shift, so all of these points needs to go to the left, pi over 2. So I need a new number down here because 0 to the left is going to be negative pi over 2. So my points will move here. So this point will move to here. So that first point moves pi over 2. This point will move to here. So this will move pi over 2. This point to move pi over 2 goes here. This point to move pi over 2 goes here. And this point to move pi over 2 goes here. So I'm going to go ahead and take my little eraser and I'm going to erase everything that I don't need. All of this shift that's going on. And there we go. I'm going to sketch my graph back in the places that it's missing. And I'm going to connect these dots. So there's one period of this graph shifted.